Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jamie, your crafty DIY guy. Although today I'm gonna nickname myself the Crafty Kitchen DIY guy. I guess maybe we could work on the name. If you guys know anything about me, you know how much I love my family, and my grandmother was super special to me. All of my grandparents were, of course, super special to me. But my grandmother, Juanita, was one of these women that loved soups, and she would make soups literally all year long, and she would eat them all year long. And I guess growing up with her and being around her so much, maybe she passed that love along to me. I don't know. So I'm going to share one of my favorite soup recipes today. And it is so easy. It is one of the easiest soups that I've ever made. And it is one of the most flavorful. It stays amazing in the freezer. It's even better the next day. It's already done and I can smell it in the kitchen right now, and it is driving me insane because I want to do this video really quickly and get in there and eat it. And it's just such a good comfort food, and those are so important for us right now. The good thing is too is that you can get quite a few of the ingredients at Dollar Tree. You can get you'll probably get dried rosemary if you didn't have fresh rosemary. You could get the red pepper flakes for sure. You could get the beans. You could get the broth. So you'd have to go to the grocery store for a few things. And again, this is one of my favorites. So I hope you enjoy it. So let's go in the kitchen. Ooh, I did it right. Okay, everybody, for this recipe, you're going to need 2 cans of these Great Northern beans, cannellini beans. Any kind of white bean works really well for this. Grab some freshly grated Parmesan cheese, also some red pepper flakes. I grabbed some fresh rosemary from my herb garden that's on the front porch. Also some chicken broth, and then salt and pepper to taste. You'll also want to grab an 8-ounce bag of spinach and about 10 to 12 ounces of diced or chopped cubed ham. I prefer diced, but all the store had was chopped when I went in. So go ahead and take your ham, put it in the bottom of your pan with a little bit of olive oil, and just kind of bring this up to, you don't really want it brown, but you want it to heat up. When it starts to just get brown, then you're going to actually pull it out of your pot. And yes, I know I'm using a metal spatula or metal spoon here in my Le Creuset pot, but trust me, that's all I had on hand. So when the pot is still hot, add your chicken broth. And go ahead and make sure that you put that chicken broth in fairly quickly after taking your ham out. That way the bottom doesn't burn. And then you'll take a wooden spoon and just kind of stir all those little good bits up. So once it's come to a boil, add your Great Northern beans or your white beans. And I always include the liquid that's in the beans because I think it adds a lot of really nice flavor to this soup. The other thing that you want to do is go ahead and just give this a good stir. Make sure that all those beans aren't kind of sitting on top of each other. And then what I will do is set this aside, bring it up to a boil, and then I will start to prep my rosemary. For the rosemary, just pull reverse off of the stem and you'll get those little bits and pieces off of there really nicely. It's a super easy way to get a lot of rosemary off of this little sprig, and then you can kind of pick off the tops if you want. I'm putting some of it aside so I can use it as a garnish on the soup afterwards. And then I'm not a chef. I don't have nice knife skills. I just kind of ball mine up and then just chop it into small pieces here with my knife and pray that I never cut myself. And once I get that into a good space, then I just add it back to the boiling beans. And I also added my red pepper flakes at the same time to this. And then you're just going to kind of stir that around and maybe add a little bit of pepper. Again, I don't really add a lot of salt to this particular dish. And then I'm going to add my spinach. You can put all 8 ounces of spinach into this. If you don't like the larger pieces like I've got here, you could certainly use baby spinach, or you could chop these up as well. I was fine with it, and I had those big chunks of ham anyway, which now I'm going to add back into the soup. And then just give this a good stir and kind of bring it up to a small boil. And literally, guys, you are done. There's not much else that you have to do to this recipe. This is one of my absolute favorites. It is super, super easy. It freezes even better, and it is great the next day. And then for serving, I just put it in a nice fancy bowl, a nice piece of fresh bread. This is actually homemade bread that is a olive oil, rosemary, sea salt bread that a neighbor made for me. And then I just top it off with a little bit of that Parmesan cheese, and I start eating. I did this video about 9:30 this morning, and yes, I ate this soup for breakfast. I'm telling you, this is the type of soup that you will eat for every single meal until the pot is gone. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Crafty DIY Guy's Kitchen. If you did, give me this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you being here.